In the heart of a bamboo forest so dense it was a secret from the world lay Kami no Mori. Here, life was not born, but folded. The forest rustled with the whispers of origami life, magical creatures made from a single enchanted sheet of paper. Tiny rustle mice scurried through the undergrowth, their paper tails crinkling. Flocks of flutter butterflies with wings of printed silk danced in the air. And guarding the forest from high above was the most majestic of all, the great paper crane dragon, its vast wings catching the sunlight like stained glass. Hana was the apprentice archivist, a girl whose heart beat in time with the crisp, clean folds of her art. Her duty was not to create, but to preserve the ancient, sacred folding patterns stored on delicate scrolls in the central pagoda. She could look at a diagram of a mountain fold and a valley fold and see a living language, a blueprint for a soul. Her mentor, Master Kaito, was the greatest folder alive. His old, gnarled hands had brought many of the forest's most beautiful creatures to life. But now his fingers were growing stiff, and he could no longer make the most intricate folds. "The magic is in the making, Hana," he would say, his voice like the rustle of old parchment. "A creature is not just an object, it is a prayer given form." A strange sadness began to creep into the forest. Creatures were disappearing. The pools were empty of their usual swimming koi fish, and the bamboo stalks were silent, missing the chirps of the foldfinches. One evening, Hana found Kiri, a mischievous little origami fox, caught in a strange clear box. Its paper fur was rumpled, and the clever crease in its tail that always came undone had completely flattened out. It looked at her with panicked, glassy eyes. Hana gently freed the fox, who led her to the edge of the forest. There, she saw them, the poachers. They were artists from the outside world, led by a man named Silas. They moved through the forest with nets and delicate glass cases, their faces filled not with malice, but with a deep, misguided admiration. "Such perfection!" Silas exclaimed as he gently captured a flutter butterfly in a case. "We will preserve this beauty forever." Hana watched in horror. She could see what Silas could not. Inside the case, the butterfly's vibrant colors began to fade. The intricate creases that formed its wings softened and blurred. It was losing its creases of life. It was forgetting it was a butterfly. Soon, it would just be a flat, lifeless sheet of patterned paper. Hana knew she could not fight them with force. These people were not cruel. They were ignorant. She had to teach them the true meaning of her art. The next day, as Silas and his team set up their camp, Hana walked out of the forest to meet them. In her hands, she held only a single, plain white square of paper. Kiri, its tail newly recreased, trotted bravely at her side. Silas was taken aback. "Who are you, child?" "I am the archivist of this forest," Hana said, her voice quiet but clear. "You are not preserving our creatures, you are erasing them." Silas scoffed. "I am an artist. I am giving them a permanent home, an audience that will appreciate them." "A creature that cannot move is not a creature. Its beauty is not in its shape, but in its freedom. Let me show you." She sat on the ground, placed the square of paper before her, and began to fold. Her movements were a mesmerizing dance of precision and grace. She made a valley fold, a mountain fold, a petal fold. She didn't just crease the paper, she breathed a story into it. She folded the memory of Kiri's playful pounce, the feeling of the wind under the crane dragon's wings, the gentle patience of Master Kaito's hands. The poachers watched, captivated. The flat, simple square began to take on a life of its own. With a final delicate tuck, Hana finished. She held it out on her palm. It was a perfect, intricate fold finch. For a moment, it sat still. Then, its tiny paper head turned. It ruffled its paper feathers, looked at Hana with an intelligent crease that passed for an eye, and chirped, a sound like the rustling of a single, perfect leaf. It then leaped from her hand, circled her head once, and flew back into the forest, a living, breathing piece of art returning home. A profound silence fell over the camp. Silas stared at his hand, then at the glass case where the flutter butterfly now lay, a sad, unfolded piece of patterned paper. He finally understood. He had only been collecting empty shells. The magic, the life, the true art was in Hana's hands. It was in the act of creation, not the act of possession. With a heavy heart, Silas opened all the cages. A few of the creatures, not yet fully faded, managed to shakily reform themselves and stumble back into the woods. For the ones that had become mere paper, Silas looked to Hana with remorse. Can you bring them back?" he asked, his voice filled with shame. Hana shook her head gently. "Their life is gone, but their pattern is not. They can be a lesson." Silas and his artists did not leave. They stayed, not as poachers, but as students. Hana, using the ancient scrolls, taught them the language of the folds. She taught them that a mountain fold holds strength, a valley fold holds a secret, and an inside reverse fold holds a surprise. They learned to fold not just with their hands, but with their hearts, and to find joy not in keeping their creations, but in setting them free. The forest of Kamiji no Mori slowly healed, its population of rustling, crinkling, and fluttering paper creatures once again filling the bamboo with life. It was now protected by a new kind of guardian, a group of artists who understood that the greatest beauty is not something you can ever truly own, but something you are lucky enough to witness and humble enough to let go.